Hey Broski, welcome back. Today we're going to learn about building compliance and risk. Let's get started. Big picture. What you're actually trying to see when you look at commercial building, you're really asking, is this thing safe, legal, durable, and not just chewing through our yield? Things that we need to focus on. The first one being safety and legal compliance. That's non-negotiables. Second one is structural and resilience risk. This is one event risk. The third one is condition and life cycle risk. This is the slow leak. Okay, let's dive into the first one, bucket one, safety and legal compliance. Totally no negotiables, definitely have to be. So the first bucket, safety and legal compliance, no negotiables. Building warrant of fitness, or usually called BWOF, and compliance schedule. Buildings with specified systems such as sprinklers, fire alarms, lifts, mechanical ventilation need a compliance schedule, list system, and how to inspect and maintain them. Okay. An annual building warrant of fitness, BWOF, confirming checks were done. The owner's job is making sure that all specified systems are regularly inspected and maintained, usually by IQPS or independent qualified persons. Issue and display the BWOF every 12 months. Keep records of inspections and any issues. Red flags: if the building don't have recent WOF or the BWOF doesn't match what you see, obvious system missing, for example, repeated failures in inspection reports with no real fix. Fire safety and evacuation schemes. Many public and commercial buildings need evacuation procedures for relevant buildings such as childcare, education, some accommodation, and approved fire and emergency evacuation scheme. Includes documented procedures, trial evacuations, training and records. Asbestos duties. Older buildings, especially pre-2000, likely contain asbestos in some form. The PCBU, landlord/business, must identify asbestos or assume it may be present. Prepare asbestos management plan, or if asbestos is present, likely manage exposure risk, signage, encapsulation, removal when necessary. Red flags. Pre-2000 building with no asbestos survey or AMP. Damaged materials that could contain asbestos. So a quick checklist: ask for compliance schedule, last 2 building WOFs plus independent qualified persons inspection or maintenance reports, fire documentation, evacuation scheme approval, trial evacuation, training records, fire system service history, asbestos survey, asbestos management plan, especially building pre-2000. Okay, now bucket 2, structural and resilience risk. This is the one, event risk. Seismic risk, or NBS, earthquake prone. NBS compares an existing building to a new code compliant on the same site. NBS below 34% means earthquake prone and must be strengthened within time frames. The impacts is the bank appetite might change, tenant demand, insurance and resale. Question to ask: is there a seismic assessment with percentage NBS? Has strengthening been done? Was it consented and signed off? What time frames or notice apply if it's earthquake prone? Other structural issues, foundations and ground, settlement, liquefaction slips, framing and structure, rot, corrosion, illegal alterations, weather exposure, coastal corrosion, cladding failures. Checklist for bucket 2, seismic report plus NBS percentage, details of any strengthening, design consent, code of compliance, geotech/foundation documents if available, budget for extra engineering on older or tricky locations. The mindset here is if the structure is sick, everything else is cosmetics. Okay, bucket 3, condition and life cycle risk, or the slow leak. Major building elements: roof, age, material, leaks, ponding, flashings, gutters, facade and cladding, cracks, weather tightness risk, HVAC, mechanical, age, reliability, efficiency, plumbing and drainage, leaks, blockages, flooding, electrical and overloaded boards, very old systems, DIY work, car parks and hard stands, cracks, ponding, trip hazards, 10-minute fast scan on site, ceilings, walls, stains, bubbling paint, musty smell, cracks, roof, gutters, patch jobs, brass block gutters, bad downpipe discharge, plant room or HVAC, check for very old units, brass, loud bearings, lots of temporary fixes. Next one is electrical, check whether very old switchboards, messy cabling, obvious DIY. Toilets and kitchens, check for leaks under sinks, low pressure, bad drainage smell, car parks and paths, check for cracks, sinking, ponding after rain. Hidden costs rule of thumb. Tenants may pay servicing minor maintenance as outgoings, but big renewals are often on the owner. Roof replacement, HVAC replacement, facade remediation, seismic strengthening, major drainage, or parking fixes. Question we need to ask is, advertised yield is X%, but what if I need a new roof in 5 years? What's my real yield over 10 to 15 years? Practical due diligence flow. Step 1, pre-screen from the listing. Any mention of building warmth, fire systems, age of building. Bucket 2, age or locations where seismic is likely an issue. Bucket 3, photos showing obvious leaks, damage, or tired services. Step 2, information request to agent. Ask for compliance schedule, last 2 building WAFs, fire documents, evacuation scheme, trial records, service history, asbestos survey, and AMP if applicable. Seismic assessment, percentage NBS, plus strengthening information, records of major works in the last 10 to 15 years for roof, HVAC, cladding, and car park. Step 3, if we're serious, ask for specialist reports. Building survey, condition report, structural or seismic engineering report, services report, electrical plumbing for older complex buildings. Okay, so here are some of the main questions we need to ask every time. What was the last major capital spend and what's due next? Any compliance notices or known issues? What maintenance items keep recurring? If tenant left tomorrow, what work must be done before reletting? If you kept this building, what's the first thing you'd fix? We don't need to know everything, but we need to train our eyes in questions long before we buy. In the next video, let's put this into practice. I'll see you in the next video.